It's time for another surprise sock-along, the second summer of socks, Color Popportunity Socks. This year's surprise sock-along is our second summer sock-along, and that means it's going to be a mystery surprise sock pattern. Last year we did the contrast blast socks with something really fun and different happening in each section, and this year I think is going to be my best sock pattern ever. You're really not going to want to miss it. It's filled with lots of fun construction, details, a really fun, inventive way of forming socks. So it might not be as expected as some other socks you've knitted, and it's going to be injected with a high dose of color pops, color opportunities. So we're going to look at lots of kits, how to pick your size, the dates of the knit along, everything you need to know to participate. It's going to be starting in July, on July 9th. The clues will be happening on Tuesdays, so each Tuesday in July, starting July 9th, you'll get a section of the pattern, and then by the end of July, you'll have some finished Color Popportunity socks. And this year's color theme is really, really fun because we have one main color and a lot of contrast Color Popportunity pops. So you'll need 100 grams of fingering weight sock yarn for your main color. We'll have lots of fun, juicy kits for you to choose from Walk Collection. This one is called the Peach Pop Kit with 100 grams of the main color and then these 20-gram mini skeins. You're gonna need 3 contrast colors. 1, 2, 3, about 20 grams each, and you're gonna have some leftovers, but get the recommended yardage amounts listed for the pattern. 100 grams of the main color, and the contrast colors can be really fun splashes or speckles that contrast with your main color. We'll also be featuring some Twisted Ambitions kits. This one's called the Orchid Pop with a really beautiful deep purple and these fun splashy light shades. So you want your contrast colors, all 3 of them, to have a nice crisp contrast with that main color. So you could do a dark main color with the Orchid Pop kit and those light contrast colors, or you could go with a really light main color. This is our Hickory kit from Twisted Ambitions on the Sweet Sock base. The Hickory kit, a really light splashy speckle. And then if you're going with some subtle speckles, then go more semi-solid with your color pops. So all of those are gonna contrast with that beautiful light color. And then we're gonna have 2 surprise palettes this year. So if you are looking for your color palette and not sure which colors to choose, we're gonna do new custom colors debuting for this knit along. So these will all be for the kit launch, and the custom colors from Walk Collection will be a neon surprise. And we have some fun inspiration images to get you in the mood for what to expect for that neon surprise. They're gonna be really bold neon pops of color, and the main color is going to be a supportive color. It'll have some fun splashes to it, but it'll be a little bit of a neutral vibe to let those neon surprise colors pop. And from Twisted Ambitions, we're doing a nature surprise. So you can expect more of an earthy, rustic tonality, some neutrals, maybe some watery blues, grassy greens in there. So there'll be brand new surprise colors in that earthy, rustic nature surprise kit from Twisted Ambitions. So those will be launching during the kit launch, and we have a limited number of those. So if you want a true surprise mystery experience for the knit along, then pick that nature surprise from Twisted Ambitions, or you can pick the neon surprise, and you'll get a fun, thrilling surprise when you open your package for the surprise sock along. All right, let's dive into some of these other kits. We have a whole rainbow of color options for you to choose from this year, from Walk Collection, Twisted Ambitions, and we even have some self-stripey kits from Shopavola. So all of these kits will be launching on June 15th at 4 p.m. Amsterdam time. So if you go to stephenandpenelope.com, June 15th, set your alarms and get there on time, especially if you want those mystery surprise kits. And then we'll have all of these other palettes for you to choose from. So I'll just walk through a few of my favorites to give you an idea of how to mix your colors. We have some gold colors. This is the Gold Pop kit from Walk Collection. So one way you can go with your Color Popportunity palette is to stick in one color family and maybe get the lightest or the darkest shade of that color family. I went with the lightest sand color for the Gold Pop kit. and then get some darker color pops. So this will be really nice for some monochromatic Color Popportunity socks. This is the Lime Pop kit. You could also go with a favorite bold color for the main color. That's what you're gonna see the most of in these socks. And then the color pops could all be different colors. So I chose all light and bright colors so that they would all stand out against that really bold red-orange tone. This kit is called the Lime Pop kit, Lime Pop from Walk Collection. And then this is another example of using different types of colors. So your main color could be a little bit more neutral. This is the Squirrel Pop kit with the squirrel color there from Walk Collection. And you could do a blue and a yellow and an orange. So get creative. If you see one of these kits that has a lot of colors that you love, then go really bold with that splashy color pop style. And you could apply a lot of these references for your own stash diving Color Popportunity palette. So you could get lots of leftover sock yarns or your superwash shawl yarn leftovers. Use those little amounts for the color pops, and a full skein, 100 grams for your main color. The Sunshine Pop is another really fun option for you that love really jewel-toned colors with some summery fresh pops. That's the Sunshine Pop palette. And for you purple lovers, this is the Nightshade from Walk Collection. Really smooth purples, another really nice monochrome version, and really light main color. This is going to be really creamy and sweet. And the Fjord Pop for you blue lovers. Really icy, stone-washed blues with that light blue. This will look really nice with jeans, lounging around on your couch. This is the Fjord Pop palette, and then I chose darker color pops to have the Color Popportunity contrast with that one. And then some of our Twisted Ambitions kits. This is a new dyer from my home state of Oklahoma. Ross dyed all these palettes together, and a lot of the colors that he dyed together for us use a lot of his new semi-solids. And this one's really smoky and super beautiful for that jean blue denim vibe. Yeah, this is the Jeans Pop kit with that dark blue. I just love those washed out blue tones. And then for you green lovers, we have the Green Sage Pop kit. This has a sandy neutral main color, and then you could go really bold with all those fun green pops. So if you're wondering what kind of vibe to go, you could play it safe. What you're gonna see the most of is that main color, and then go really bold and fresh with those little pops. Cheer Pop, this is a really dark one. Lots of options to choose from. So this Cheer Pop kit is really dark with really bold, saturated color tones. It doesn't matter which color is contrast color 1, 2, or 3. We'll get into that once we start knitting on July 9th. But for the June 15th pattern update and for the kit launch, you just need to pick your favorite colors and get excited to cast on. And then this other one, we have a beautiful purple palette. I just love these tones that I showed earlier. I love the icy light colors, and it's a really dramatic deep aubergine. So let's do one more for you pink lovers. We've got this Lemonade Pop kit with a bold fuchsia and some speckles. This is a really good way to work with your speckled yarns. You can have some variation in those color pops, but it's nice to think about the contrast. So if you have some speckles, make sure that your main color is really bold and really solid to contrast against those, so it doesn't get too blendy. So those are our hand-dyed kits. If you're picking your favorite 1 or 2 kits or are overwhelmed by all the options, then I would just go for the Neon Surprise or the Nature Surprise. They're really beautiful new custom colors, and then you get to have that full mystery experience. And lastly, I wanted to include some self-striping options for you, because there's a lot of fun, really variegated, crazy yarns out there. Those self-striping and gradient yarns, you can use those for this sock as well. And if you're using a self-striping yarn, like Shopple Vola's Zauberball Crazy with their Admiral Hanf yarn, these are both fingering weight yarns. If you're using a self-striping, then you could use that yarn for all 3 contrast colors. Okay, so if you're choosing a kit like this, then this will replace the 3 contrast colors. And whenever the pattern says contrast color 1, 2, or 3, you just use the same contrast color and let the color changes do all the work. So that's another fun option for you and a bit more budget friendly, these Shopavola kits. So this is the Beach Pop kit with the self-striping colors. We have a purple marl. So when you have these self-striping yarns, you want to think about the contrast. Make sure that solid has a nice striking contrast with all the tones for that purple marl. And we've got a whole rainbow option for you. This is the murky marl, so a really bright color with that dark contrast. So those will be available for you as well on June 15th at stephenandpenelope.com. And then once you have your colors picked out, then it's just time to anticipate and wait for the cast on. But the last things you're gonna need to know in advance are some tools. So as you're getting your yarn, shopping your stash, going for that kit launch on June 15th, you can get some needles as well. So for the needles, I recommend a US 1 needle. This is a 2.25, yeah, US 1, a 2.25 millimeter. You could use DPNs, or if you're a magic loop knitter, then you want to get a magic loop, really long circular needle. So I recommend a US 1, 2.25. If you're a bit looser knitter, then I'd go down a size and get an even smaller needle. And you're gonna need a few stitch markers. We'll use those later in the knit along, and a tapestry needle. So just your basic tools, nothing too fancy. And if you're using magic loop needles, you'll probably need a spare needle for a little holding stitches moment or something. So if you're doing magic loop, then get a DPN that's a similar size, or a spare long needle that you can hold stitches with. So you'll need your needles, those 3 stitch markers, and then you could do a gauge swatch as well, so to make sure you get choosing the right size. So for this knit along, I recommend having 32 stitches for 4 inches, 10 centimeters. So try to get close. That's a really tidy, firm gauge, not too loose. So try to get really close to that 32 stitches for 4 inches, 10 centimeters, and then you can pick your size. So the sizes are 5 sizes to choose from for the knit along, and I always recommend picking a size that's a little smaller than your actual foot circumference. So when you sign up for the pattern, I gave you a link, another link on how to help you choose your size and measure your foot. But when you're picking your size, for example, size 1 is 6.5 inches, 17 centimeters, then you want to knit that size if your foot is a little bit bigger than that. So if your foot measures 7 or 7.5 inches, then go for that first 6.5 inch size, because you want the sock to fit with negative ease. You don't want it to be too loose and sloppy. So that's your next thing after picking your colors. Take time to read that introductory PDF to select your size, and then you'll be good to go for the July 9th cast on. So I think that's all. We're gonna do a second summer knit along. It's, I think, the best sock that I've ever designed, because it really embraces that innovative Westknits construction style. There'll be some fun surprises along the way with how the sock is constructed. And then when you have the pattern, that's what you get on the launch as well. So on June 15th, we'll do the kit launch, and you can also purchase the pattern on Ravlery or Westknits.com, and that's how you sign up. And once you get that pattern, sign up on Ravlery for the Color Popportunity Socks, you'll get an introductory PDF. And that'll have all the info you need to know about the gauge, about the timing, about your needles and color relationships. So sign up on June 15th, and then we get to collect our materials and cast on for July 9th. I can't wait, and if you're a first-time sock knitter or joining the sock along for the very first time, don't be scared. There's going to be really detailed video tutorials along the entire journey. So each week in July, every Tuesday, there'll be a fun video tutorial to demonstrate every single maneuver that you need to accomplish the socks, and it's going to teach you a lot of fun techniques. So I hope you'll join me. It's going to be a really big, fun knit along with knitters all around the world, and I'll see you for the launch on June 15th.